Alright, so it has been 3 weeks, I think, since the last video. I've been kind of busy doing shit and trying to figure stuff out. So I've been looking for two things. One, a projector screen, and two, a replacement for this piece of shit tripod mount I got. Because the tripod mount is a pain in my ass to properly set up. I actually managed out of sheer fucking luck to be able to get it far enough away from the wall to have an 100-inch exact screen, which is what I wanted. It's really difficult without a screen to set up a projector, because you don't really have a guide for shit. So I wanted to talk about screens, but the other thing I found, and I can't believe I didn't fucking think of this in the first place. My mind fucking out the fucking window, I guess, when I bought this stupid fucking thing. It's a height adjustable shelf, just like this tripod, but instead of it being on a fucking tripod, it's on kind of a rolling thing with locking wheels. So that would make it easier to move it back and forth and to adjust it, and then just lock it in place. And as an added benefit, it's not going to be tipsy like a fucking tripod. Because the problem with tripods is if you have something that's really high, it's not really sturdy as compared to tubular steel that has a pin lock in it. So I've been looking for screens, and I've kind of found some problems. So the first thing is silver ticket. Now, going by how they build their screens, and they show pictures of this, I really like how they build their screens. I think it's a lot better than any other, honestly, with the way they put the rod in, and it pulls over, and you just snap it in place. It's really intuitive and simple, the way they built these. I also liked that when I bought screen samples, I think it was like $9 or $10, they sent me a sample of every screen material they fucking have in one package. Whereas with Elite screens, you have to buy each screen material sample separately. So I have a piece of Cinegray coming in tomorrow, and that cost alone $6. So if you're looking for bang for your buck, silver ticket is a great fucking product. However, I do have some issues here. And that is screen size. So if we actually get into this, first of all, screen materials, this white material that they have, the cheap one, is kind of bluish and looks like shit. Just right off the bat, you should know that. Don't buy the white material, it's a little too bluish. I'm actually leaning towards the 4W material, which they don't have here. But I kind of want to show something. And this applies to all their screens. So as you can see here, this is what I meant. As you can see, there's like a rod that goes through, and then it just kind of snaps there. That's a really good way to do shit. But the bigger thing is this. So the height and width are actually there. So if we calculate 87.125 into the screen size calculator, so 87.125, we can see that that is 100 inches exactly. And that's good, because the thing with projectors is they are projecting a true size. I've measured my projector and every projector I've ever owned. They have always been true to size, whereas TVs, they have this marketing bullshit where it'll be like, it's 55 inches, and it's really like 54 and a half or some shit. And that's not really a problem, because of the way TVs are manufactured. The problem is, if you have a projector screen that's not true to size, and you're projecting something that's true to size, some of the picture is going to overlap, and it's going to look like shit. So let's say you want 120. And that's not even the worst of it either, is I've actually seen some projection screens where if you do the math of the screen size, it's not even 16 by 9, it's just some random fucking rectangle. And that's not just, like, cheap screens either. Most of them are cheap screens, like shit you'd find on Amazon, but it gets pretty bad. So let's say 104.5 is the width on that for 120. 104.5. Wait, that's not right. That's 119.9. So that's not 120. That's not true to size at all. And this is what I'm talking about. So the 100 inch is true to size. The 120 isn't. What about the 110? Is that true to size? Let's see. 96 inches. Nope. That's 110.1. Also not true to size. Also, that's 54. Yeah. That's 110.1. So it is true to size. But it's not the size advertised, if that makes sense. So you'll get 110.1 on this, not 110. Whereas on this, you will have a problem where you're going to have about maybe a hair of screen showing on the bottom and then possibly the top, because it's not the exact height advertised. And that kind of gets to a common theme there. What about 106? Is that true to size? 92 125. 92.125. Enter. 51.8 should be the height. Okay, well that's just not. That's not good. That's going to be 0.8. That's going to be 0.2 inches off on the height. So you're going to have, if you match this thing perfectly to the width, you're going to have 0.1 inches on the top and bottom that are just screen. And also that's not 100.6, that's 105.7. So the 100 inch, to recall, is true to size. The 110, 106, 120 are not. The 106 is the worst because you're going to have exposed screen. Well, what about the 150? Is that true to size and accurate? 130.75. Yes. Yes, it is. 73.5. 73.5. So the only two screens that you should buy are the 100 and 150 inch, because those are true to size and exact. Which means you're not going to have a fucking problem fighting to set these up. Everything else, it looks like they're just kind of a pain in the ass and not worth your fucking time. However, the one I'm going to buy, most likely, is this 1.4 gain white material here. This is most likely the one I'm going to buy. It's 1.4 gain, but the white, and this is where I get kind of fucking pissy with silver ticket. The cheap white with the black back has a bluish tint to it and looks like shit. Whereas this is a pure white. It is a really good screen material. I wanted to go gray, but unfortunately the projector I have, the Epson EF11, does not get bright enough to project white. I've looked at the high contrast and the grays and shit. The colors are a little dim, but do look good. However, white just doesn't show up at all. So unfortunately, it means I'm going to have to get a white screen. Let's look at some other screen. So Kia screens are basically Elite screens. The only difference is they actually advertise what the size is. So if we go to projector screens and we go to fixed frame screens, I don't give two shits about whatever the fuck that is. Fucking Christ. Welcome to the internet. Everything's getting pop-ups and shit. So let's just go with this. Also, if you're projecting from a angle, don't get an edge free. It's not gonna work out well, unfortunately. And why does this keep popping up on every fucking screen? I don't know. So here we have the viewable dimensions are 49 by, so that's exact, 87.2. That's what I have. That's 100. So this calculator can kind of glitch out sometimes, but as you can see, that's 87.2 and 49 is 100 exactly. That's what I have on mine set to right now. So let's say we wanted 96 by 54 for 110. Well, 96, so 0.1 by so it's off by 0.1 on both. 96 by 54. So what would that actually be? 110.1. So again, it's not as advertised, but I guess they just didn't want to do the math. But at least it's an exact thing that you can get, and it's not going to have exposed screen. This 120 viewing area is 59 by 104.7. So that's going to have exposed screen because it is 0.1 on the height, and again, that's 120.1. So that's not, the viewing area they have, 59.104.7, isn't 16 by 9. It's 0.1 off on the height. And again, it's 120.1 at best. So what about the 135? 130.7. 73.5. 73.5. So 150 and 100-inch on Elite screen, a Kia screen, they're the same brand, as well as Silver Ticket, are exact. 100-inch, 150-inch, those are fine. Everything else is all fucking wonky and the fucking measurements are just up their ass. And I don't understand it. I really don't. Dollite is a premium projection brand. I don't know if they'll tell the fucking screen size here. And that's the thing, like, some companies, like, if you go to Elite Screen's website, they will not tell you the viewing area of the fucking screen. And if any company will not tell you the viewing area of the screen, don't buy their fucking shit. And that's what I'm trying to show you is Kia screens are Elite screens. They're just rebranded, from what I think. I honestly don't know. I'm not too familiar, but I can tell because they're using the exact same screen material. Kia screens uses Elite screen material. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but they also have the same website, so that's weird. So I'm pretty sure they're the same company. I honestly couldn't tell you. So let's go with... Whoa. Can I... Oh, so Dollite doesn't even tell you what their screen sizes are or anything, so fuck Dollite. But you know what's funny? Out of all this shit, now these guys are premium. They're also American-based, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're based in Texas. So, just say fuck it, let's get the 7 fixed if we wanted to do that. Let's say build a screen. Their website's actually pretty good. The problem is they are expensive as fuck. So let's... you can do 16 by 10, 2, 3, 5. Also, just putting this out there, if you're a cinephile and you really love movies, do not fucking buy a 235 screen. I know a lot of people do, but here's the thing. I have a large collection of movies, and well, yes, there are a lot of movies in 235. There are some movies in 16 by 9. There are some movies in 185, 1. There's a lot of different aspect ratios, and some of those aspect ratios, like 1851 and 16 by 9, aren't going to show up well on a 235 screen. So if you're watching Fern Gully or Jingle All the Way and you have a 235 screen, you ain't watching those fucking movies because it's going to be too tall for that fucking screen. So stick with 16 by 9 or 16 by 10. The difference between 16 by 9 and 16 by 10 and why I really love 16 by 10 is because if you do have old 4 by 3 content, you will get a larger 4 by 3 screen. So if you're playing Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, watching old movies or TVs, shows that are in 4 by 3, you're going to have a larger screen on a 16 by 10 than a 16 by 9 because of that added height. But watching movies between 16 by 9 and 16 by 10 are going to be the same. Same with watching TV. The only difference between the two is going to be the height is going to make a difference and add about 8 inches or so for the 4 by 3 content. So here's the thing. We know 100, 150 are exact. So let's say we wanted to get weird and say 104. So we have a width of 96 to 50. by 51. Yep, that's 104 inches exactly. And you can go and you can select any of these fucking numbers, and guess what? If you run those numbers against this, it will be the exact fucking screen size. I know, I've done this. So the only fucking people in the entire fucking market that I can tell that offer an exact fucking size are Screen Innovations. They're the only fucking people. Unless, of course, you want a 100-inch or 150-inch, in which case Silver Ticket and Kia Screen / Elite Screens offer true to size. But if you want anything other than 100 inches or 150 inches, the only fucking people I can find that offer true to size 16 by 9 or 16 by 10 are Screen Innovations. Every other fucking company, I either can't find out what their fucking screen dimensions are, which is a huge red flag, or they're not true to size. There's gonna be exposed screen because the height's too fucking tall, and it's not even true 16 by 9 what they're advertising, as I showed you earlier. Or it's just some random fucking rectangle, which is the case with a lot of cheaper screens where the viewing dimensions are just completely fucked. And it's really a fucking mess. And I'm surprised that there isn't more false advertisement suits being put against some of these companies for advertising something that it isn't. And I could say the same with HDR. I mean, the amount of times I've gone on a fucking website and it's like, this is what SDR looks like, and this is what HDR looks like, and SDR looks dim as fuck and lifeless, and that's not at all true. It's clear and blatant false advertisement. But this is the shit that we have in the industry right now. And the other thing I've noticed about projectors, and this is off topic from the screen thing, is that it seems to me that they're putting more money into televisions simply because, and they're starting to do this with projectors too, the ultra short throw at least, where they're putting smart features in. On the guise that it's better because it's a complete setup and it's convenient, what they're not telling you is the smart function shit is spying on everything. And so, say they sell you a TV for $800 or an ultra short throw for $1,200. That money they make isn't the end story, because they're also making money collecting your fucking information as you use the product. And that's why I went with the Epson EF11, because it doesn't have smart features like the EF12. That's why when I bought a flat screen, I went with a Scepter, because it didn't have smart features. I'm fine with going and buying a Roku or a Google TV dongle or whatever and plugging that in, and I'd prefer it because then if the new thing comes out, I can just unplug it and replace it, as opposed to having to replace an entire television or projector. That's a pain in the ass. And it also gives you the option of what smart functions you would like, if any at all. But there is a lot of shit going on in the industry, and one of the biggest things I wanted to point out in this video is the fact that with projector screens, unless you're buying 100 inches or 150 inches, Silver Ticket, Kia Screen / Elite Screens offer true to size for those two and those two only. Everything else is not true to size. And that is a major fucking problem, because I don't know of a single fucking projector that doesn't project true to size. And that is going to make, especially on short throws and standard throw projectors, it is going to make setting up your screen setup a pain in the fucking ass. So if you have the money, I would highly suggest Elite Screens. I don't. Thankfully, I only need 100 inches, so I could very easily go with Silver Ticket, and honestly, that's what I'm probably going to end up doing. And I will see you guys in the next video. the next video, I'm probably going to talk about Apple's hardware bullshit, because I've been looking at the new Mac Studio, and I've got some opinions on that. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye for now.